Okay, so let's get into the interview part and really just wanting to catch up. Obviously there isn't a whole lot to discuss related to games or things of that nature, but for you as a spring athlete, there wouldn't normally be anyway. You'd be doing
Mhm.
your fall ball stuff, and
Exactly.
that'd be about it. So in that area, while we're there, World Series for you all, the annual World Series that you all
Yeah.
do for fall ball is coming up. I'm interested to know how you think things are going to go based on how your practices have gone so far this fall.
Really well. So normally it's kind of back and forth between like our hitters and our pitchers. We have some days where we're like, oh, our pitchers are really dominant, and then some days where, oh, like our hitters are really dominant. And I think this year's probably been the best one where it's really competitive. It's just like the pitchers and hitters are just back and forth. Like you really have to like go after it and be the guy that day. So I think that really has helped us this year, and with the competitiveness and making it fun and just enjoyable to be down there and play baseball.
Yeah, I would say based on my couple of days during the Hornet Cup, I was really impressed. I mean,
Yeah.
at times, I think the gray team on the last day had a really big
Yeah.
inning and pulled away, but um, overall, it was pretty tight. And
Mhm.
so, my next question related to that is, and of course, we're looking into the future here and hoping that
Yeah.
things go the way they're supposed to go in the spring. Is that a good barometer based on your years of experience? What happens in the fall? Is it a good barometer for what could happen in the spring?
Yeah, definitely. And so I think normally like we just kind of get a feel for things in the fall. And so it's really good to see like guys doing this stuff now, because normally it's like, all right, we're still figuring things out. And it just shows like how good our guys have really gotten and just like the work they put in and everything. So I think they're really preparing for the spring coming up. So I think we'll be in a good position.
How much of that is just the fact that this was pretty much a young group with Coach Jones and Coach Beasley their first year, and now you guys are truly a family. Do you um, kind of put some of those results, pair it with the fact that you guys have been so tight for so long?
Yeah, I was telling Dolph literally yesterday, and I was just like, it's funny to look at it because like my freshman year, it's like, oh, like, or my sophomore year, it's like, oh, we have a starting nine of freshmen and sophomores, and it's funny because it's like we're playing against these teams and they see us as like this young team that's like not really built up, and it's like, well, this year like we are the team that's built up, like we are the seniors, like we are the people, and it's like last year like we were coming for people, so it was like it's like, oh, like, all right, like these guys are actually like of age, like they're getting their stuff in, like they're experienced, like they know what it's like to play baseball here in college. And so like they're starting to get comfortable like around us. And that's kind of like the scare factor for them, kind of seeing us and playing us.
I'm glad you brought up last spring, although most spring athletes would like to forget about it because of what
Yeah.
happened. But for you all, and I talked to Coach Garcia about this back in the summer, you guys were looking great. I mean, it wasn't a bunch of lucky wins here and there. I mean, you were dominating from the get go, from the first pitch against your opponents. So I'm curious from the athlete's perspective, did it sting that much more when you couldn't play anymore because of you going through the process with all of your other juniors and sophomores of this new coach, new system, new culture, and here it is. It's finally starting. We're starting to see the rewards of all that hard work, and then boom, we got to go home and wait till next year. What was it
Yeah.
that much harder to take because of where you guys were headed?
It was definitely frustrating because I mean we knew we had potential, we knew we had everything like in order, that we were just gonna start getting on a roll. Um, so it was definitely irritating having that taken away. And I mean for a while like it was just bothering everybody, and like we all were just like didn't know how to handle it, how to respond, and just the fact that like we couldn't do anything about it. But like now that we're here and then we're back, like we're just like wow, like we were that good last year. Like all right, like let's double it up. Like we got our guys back. Like they're coming back better than they were last year, and we're like if we're coming back better than we were last year, then there's no stopping us. Like we're literally gonna like, and that was what I was saying like this coming up fall, like oh like we were doing really well. So it's like that's just like I can tell how things are gonna go this spring.
We're all making the most of it,
Yep.
and some of us have added new things to our tool belt or to our hobbies list. Were you able to, realize that you were really good at something else during the summer or even here during the fall when there's been a little bit more time, or maybe something that you always wanted to try that you didn't have time for and now you did?
So I do like the stock exchange. So
Oh, excuse me.
I got like really, really, really. I mean, I've done it for the past 3 years now, since I was like able to. But like I got really into it last summer, so I had a lot of fun with that, just kind of playing around.
Well, everybody has their own definition of fun, and that does not fall in with mine. But it's a big, obviously it's a big deal, and people that are good at it,
Yeah,
it's really rewarding, from what I've been told. So
yeah. The talk,
kudos to you for that.
the talks I have with people, like I can just tell they're uninterested. I'm just like going at it. I'm just like, oh, this happened today and this happened today, dude. Like it's crazy, and they're just like, okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
people say, "Oh, did you see what so and so posted? Like, did you see what the Dow did today?" Oh
Exactly.
my
That's
That's
exactly right.
fantastic. Well, it's nice that you kind of obviously you have a passion for baseball, but
Yeah.
you realize another passion that is going to carry you over, into life after Lakeside, as it
Yeah.
were. So the last couple of things I want to get to is related to fun stuff or things outside of school and baseball. Holiday season's coming up.
Yeah.
We got Halloween this weekend. We've got obviously Thanksgiving and Christmas, a long winter break for University of Lynchburg students, about 2 months. Have you, I'll ask you this first. Are there any traditions that you and your family or you and your friends have always done for these types of holidays and then transition to, are you going to be able to do them this time around?
Mhm. So for the most part, I mean, I'm just the typical like, oh, like when Thanksgiving comes, like everybody gets together. So we switch back and forth between my aunt's house and my house. So on this Thanksgiving, it'll be at my house, and then Christmas it'll be at my aunt's. And so normally we just all get together on Thanksgiving, do some stuff, hang out, play cornhole, do stuff like that. And then on Christmas, my close family all comes, and we stay at the house, and we normally stay in the basement all together, and it's like that, go to sleep early, like normally we like make cookies and do stuff like that, and it's like watch the Christmas movies together, like even if it's like the old cartoon ones that like, yeah, kind of like weird you out now when you watch them because they're so old, but those normally we watch those and just hang out and spend time together. It's nothing crazy.
Well, speaking of gifts, I know Santi's there with your breakfast, so want to say thanks for the early gift, early
Yeah.
winter break gift. He just made the cut for the video, so he was trying to be very,
That's what he wanted.
yeah.
He was
That's
going for it.
he tried to like ignore it,
Yeah.
but he's like one of those extras in a movie that's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna linger a little bit longer to get my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.